Greetings children. This video lesson is for class 11 CBSE students. This is the third part of the explanation. The lesson's name is We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together. If you didn't watch the first two parts, the links are given in the description box. You can click and watch it. The summary of the first two parts. Captain Gordon Cook and his family started their journey from Plymouth, from England, and their first phase of the journey ended at Cape Town in South Africa. From Cape Town, they started their second phase of their journey. It was the dangerous phase in their journey. They had already traveled more than 3,000 kilometers in the southern Indian Ocean. It is one of the dangerous seas in the world. So, when they left Cape Town, from December 25th onwards, they had encountered enormous waves. And on the eve of January 2nd, a huge wave hit their boat Wavewalker. After the huge wave hit, the starboard side of Wavewalker was broken and water was coming inside. They tried their best to control the incoming water and it made equal with the outgoing water. And after 36 hours of continuous tremendous hard work, they got the situation under control. But even then, their situation was not safe. Their journey was not safe. So Gordon Cook decided to anchor the ship in one of the two islands in the southern Indian Ocean. But the problem with him was he couldn't know on which direction it lies. Let us come to the third part of the lesson. So the third part starting from here. When I went in to comfort the children, John asked me. John is Jonathan. He was only 6 years old. He asked Gordon Cook, Daddy, are we going to die? I tried to assure him that we could make it. As a captain and as a father, he wanted to assure his son, saying that we could make it. So, to make it something happen, that's an idiom. To make it something happen. Let us check what does this idiom mean, to make it happen. Look at this idiom, make it happen, which means to do something and complete it, usually under extreme circumstances. It is called make it happen. So, here Captain Gordon Cook promised his son they would make it happen, which means that they would complete their journey. They would come over these extreme circumstances. Look at the example. You have 2 days to build this house from scratch. Make it happen. Make it happen. So make it happen here means to complete something in extreme circumstances. That is to make it happen. So here Captain Gordon Cook is going through an extreme circumstance. After the wave hit, the boat lost its control and even the 6-year-old child recognized that they were going to die. That's why he raised such a question. Captain Gordon Cook never lost his spirit and never lost his optimism. That's why he used this idiom, make it happen. We will make it happen, which means that they will complete the journey anyhow. So we could make it happen. We could make it. We could make it or we could make it happen. Both are same. But Daddy, he went on. Went on means he continued. The little boy, Jonathan, he continued. We are not afraid of dying if we can all be together. That is the confidence, that is the support as a little child he could give his father. He, in the very next sentence, gave him confidence, gave his father the confidence that even he is not afraid of death, because they are all together. The entire family is in the ship. That is the true spirit of a child, to support his father in such an adverse situation. He went on, we are not afraid of dying if we can all be together. You and mommy, Sue and I. Look at the order there. He was so happy even to die because they are all together. The spirit of togetherness is brought out here through this incident. Not only that, the little child is capable of giving confidence to his father in such an adverse situation. In reality, sometimes we see the crying children crying behind their parents, but the child here is so confident of his father's ability as a captain. So he gave him confidence that even he is not afraid of dying. And this is the sentence taken by the narrator, Gordon Cook, as the title of this adventurous journey, because it is a suitable title for such an adventurous journey, an adventurous event. Come to the next paragraph. I could find no words with which to respond. When he heard this stimulating, positive words from his own son, a 6-year-old son, he couldn't get any word to reply. But I left the children's cabin determined to fight the sea with everything I had. But when he left the cabin of the children, he was so determined. Determined means, look at the word determined, wanting to do something very much and not allowing anyone or any difficulties to stop you. That is determined. When he left the children's cabin, he was so determined. I am determined to get this piece of work done today. That is determination. Look at another sentence. She will get the job she wants. She is a very determined person. So these are the uses of determined. Determined means he is ready to face any difficulty. And when he left the cabin, he was so determined to use all the weapons he had with him to save the ship and the passengers in it. Look at that. Determined to fight the sea with everything I had, to protect the weakened starboard side. So the huge wave that hit at the starboard side, the right side of the ship, and where the planks were broken, at the weakened starboard side, he decided to heave to. So he decided to heave to stop more damage to the weakened starboard side. Captain Gordon Cook decided to heave to. To heave to means to take a break. Look at the phrase, to heave to or heaving to, which means in a way of slowing a sailing vessel's forward progress. So he decided to take a break. The progress of the vessel, he decided to stop there for a few hours or for some time. That is to heave. Come back to the text. I decided to heave to with the undamaged port hull. He decided to face the coming waves with the undamaged part of the ship, that is the port hull. Port is the left side of the ship. Right side is called the starboard side and left side of the boat is called the port hull. that he turned against the waves, facing the oncoming waves. Look at this portion of the ship is called the starboard, and its opposite, this side is known as the, and this side is known as the port side. So he turned the ship to face the port hull of the oncoming waves using an improvised sea anchor. Using an improvised sea anchor of heavy nylon rope and two 22-liter plastic barrels of paraffin. So he decided to heave the vessel by making an improvised sea anchor of heavy nylon rope and two 22-liter plastic barrels of paraffin. He quickly made an anchor with heavy nylon rope and two 22-liter plastic barrels of paraffin. He made an anchor to stop the ship in the middle of the seas. Let us check the word improvised. Look at the word improvise. To invent or make something such as a speech or a device at a time when it is needed without already having planned it. That is called improvised. So here Captain Gordon Cook improvised an anchor using a nylon rope and 22-liter paraffin plastic tins. With these two things he made a temporary anchor to stop the ship in the middle of the seas. Look at other examples. I hadn't prepared a speech, so I suddenly had to improvise. We improvised a mattress from a pile of blankets. When actors or musicians improvise, they perform without a prepared speech or music, making up the play, music, etc. as they perform it. It is also called improvisations. While a singer sang a song, he gave certain improvisations in the song without preparing previously. That is called improvise. When we make a device without any preconceived idea, it is also called improvise. Look at that. Create and perform in music, drama, or words spontaneously or without preparation is called improvise. Synonyms are extemporize, make it up as one goes along, or think on one's feet. Without any rehearse, if we make something, a device or a music or a drama, some improvisation during the execution of an art form, it is called improvise. And improvised an anchor here means without any preconceived idea. He suddenly thought about making an anchor and took a rope and the paraffin barrels and made it as an anchor for the wave walker. Come to the next paragraph. That evening, Mary and I sat together holding hands. Both Captain and his wife, they sat together as the motion of the ship brought more and more water in through the broken planks. As they moved forward, the ship contained more and more water through the broken planks. We both felt the end was very near. So both of them felt that their end was so close. Their life was going to end in the middle of the seas. Look at the next paragraph. But Wavewalker rode out the storm. You know what is the phrase rode out? Rode out means, look at the phrase ride out. Its past tense is rode out. Rode out means to endure or survive something that is unpleasant or difficult thing or a dangerous situation. That is called ride out or rode out. Here, Wavewalker rode out of that difficulties. Look at that. But Wavewalker rode out the storm, and by the morning of January 6th, with the wind easing. The power of the wind started easing, reducing. I tried to get a reading on the sextant. Immediately, he went once again into the sextant room to read it out, to find out their position. Look at this instrument. This is the sextant the ship people use to find out their position in the seas, to find out their direction in the seas. I tried to get a reading on the sextant. Back in the chart room, I worked on wind speeds. Once again, he went back to the chart room and worked on. He calculated on the wind speed, changes of course, drift and current in an effort to calculate our position. He calculated all the weather conditions, even the strength of the current, and calculated their position there. The best I could determine was that we were somewhere in 150,000 kilometers of ocean looking for a 65-kilometer wide island. After the calculation, he understood that he and his wave walker was in a vast sea of around 150,000 circumference, and he was searching for a small island with the width of just 65 kilometers. That is why he called earlier the pinprick islands in the southern Indian Ocean. Look at this picture. They are in the southern Indian Ocean, and this ocean is so huge. This much area is there. This much area is there. And they are somewhere here or in the middle of that Indian Ocean. And they are searching for, this area is 150,000 kilometers. And they were searching for a small island, like a small dot in the seas. They wanted to reach there, the Isle Amsterdam. That is a French naval base. They wanted to reach somewhere there. Look at the next paragraph. While I was thinking, Sue is Susanna, moving painfully joined me. While he was thinking all this, his daughter Sue, moving painfully, joined with him. The left side of her head was now very swollen, and her blackened eyes narrowed to slits. Slits means something like two lines because of the swelling. She couldn't see properly through her eyes. Now the blackened eyes narrowed to slits, two lines. She came and stood by him. She gave me a card she had made. Then this little girl, she went there with a card. She gave that card to her father. She had made, and this card she had made herself. On the front she had drawn caricatures of Mary and me with the words, and she had made this card with the caricatures, with the cartoon pictures of both her father and mother, Gordon Cook and Mary, and in the front page with these words, here are some funny people. Did they make you laugh? I laughed a lot as well. With this cartoon, with this caricature, she approached her father. Inside was a message, and inside of that card there was a message. Oh, how I love you both. So this card is to say thank you and let us hope for the best. So this card gives an extra boost energy for Captain Gordon Cook, because even this little girl hoping for the best, and she says thanks to her parents, and she hopes for the best. Somehow we had to make it. Again, he decided to make it happen, the good he decided. Take a look at the caricature that Sue made. Here are some funny people. Did they make you laugh? I laughed a lot as well. And the inside carries, oh, how I love you both. So this card is to say thank you and let us hope for the best. This is the caricature that Sue made and gave it to her father. And that really made Captain Cook to use all the anvil in his bow to save the entire people in the ship. So this is the third part of explanation of we are not afraid to die if we can all be together. With one more video, we can complete the explanation of we are not afraid to die. Thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to thumbs up and share this video with your friends.